See, the whole objective of creating the Berber was to go from dead stop to flat out as fast as possible. That's how the Berbers have been born since 1940. Since 1940, Triumph has been in this race of making Berbers. Now, Berber is one of the platform where you can do huge amount of customization. You can absolutely make every bike look different. You can personalize it to your own choice, to your own ride, to your own fashion, to your own color, to the way you want to look on the streets. So you can see since 1940s it's there. So if you look at Triumph, then it has been in the beginning eras, right from the 1940s. We have been there in America. So the Berber culture started in America. So it all was to make bikes go much faster, much quicker from one place to another place. And then chopped off the many parts of the bike for it to become sleeker, neater, and thereby meaner bike to have quick, fast lap over. So Berber customers are resurging. What's happening to today's generation? Even if you look in India, the people want more classic bikes, but with modern technology. People want retro styling, but with modern gadgets. People are looking at going back to the culture and looking at modern things to ensure they're able to marry the both things. So in India also, we are seeing a huge surge of classic bikes. Within the Triumph portfolio today, 45% of our sales comes from the classic portfolio, and balance 45 to 50% of our sales comes from the rest of the portfolio. And an average age of a Triumph customer in India is just 32 years. This clearly shows the youth of India now wants to move to more stylish, more powerful, and of course, more reliable bikes. And I think Triumph has that opportunity with the range we have available in India. So who is the Bonneville customer? So a bike is a bike for the people who want more modern classic, but are looking for more attitude, more thrilling riding experience. Trust me, when you sit on a Berber, the way the whole bike is designed, when you sit on a bike, you can only hear the sound of your bike. The edge of the exhaust is made in such a way that the whole sound rotates 360 degrees around you. You are absolutely in your own world. Of course, you don't need your iPods when you're on a Bonneville. That's the kind of the bike it is. So it's for the people who are attracted to more beautiful motorcycle design and engineering excellence, and they are looking for something different. They're looking for something special, and Bonneville Berber is a no compromise bike in this segment. So styling, of course, it has to be a genuine Bonneville. It has to be genuine Berber with unparalleled heritage attitude. It also comes with heritage, a lot of attitude. It's a genuine factory custom with beautiful outlook, beautiful design, beautiful style. And I'm sure when the bike will roll out here, you will see how beautiful the bike is. Now, of course, it's handcrafted custom styles. If you look at everything, there is a high value badging, premium paint, finishes, unique details. Every part of the bike is detailed up. It looks like as if an artist has taken time and started drawing each and every part of the bike. It's not easy to make Berbers. It's very difficult to make an uncompromised Berbers. Very, very difficult. So it took us a lot of time. And with the perfection which our company has, with the kind of the heritage we have, I think we have created probably the best, beautiful Bonneville Berber. So if you look at the Berber, it's got a clean lines and a low stance. Your seating is very low, of course, and it's a single seat, and it's got a hardtail look and wide flat bars so that you can absolutely control your bike. It's got a very minimal bodywork and headlight. That's how the Berbers are. It's got a very beautiful tank, if you can look at it. Steel fenders to give it that masculine look. Wide spoke wheels to give it a complete retro classic look. And broad adjustable hand levers so that you can really enjoy the ride of this. It's got a narrow front and rear spoke wheels. Of course, there's a difference between the front and the rear to give you more grip on the road. It's got a beautiful and unique detail. Can you see how beautifully is the whole battery thing being put? Authentic battery box. It just takes you back to 1940s, 1950s. And it has all the technologies which modern world can offer in any type of bike. So every detail has been worked out, and it's got a classic rear drum, brake inspired hub. It's got a rear mudguard loop. Yeah, I think Sometimes the technology can be very, very challenging. Okay, it's got a beautiful and unique detailing in terms of his handbar, risers, gloss black bullet LED indicators. When you look at this bike, honestly, if you take a 360 degree of the bike, it's going to take you a couple of hours because every part is so beautiful, you just get engaged with it. So when it stands on the road, it's got an amazing road presence. And when you ride it, it's got a beautiful power along with it. So just imagine you have a combination of everything. Today in the world, you either get this or you get that. You don't get both. I think this is the perfect bike from both ends. You get power, at the same time you get style. You get comfort, at the same time you get the complete style on the road. And you can distinguishedly stand out on the road when you're riding the bikes. Of course, Triumph is known for engineering and innovation. A lot of engineering has gone into it. A lot of innovation has gone into it to make it a perfect bike for a perfect rider, to make it a perfect Bonneville bobber, to make it a bobber of the modern generation, to make it available to all the youth, all the youngsters, all the bikers, all the riders who just love to ride. Elegant engineering innovation, as you can see, is a single seat, but it's an adjustable single seat. Basis your height, basis your positioning, basis the way you want to look at the road, basis the way you want to look at the clock on your bike, you can adjust it. And it's got a Bonneville clean packaging system, including the straight lines of the exhaust. So everything is perfect about this bike. So this is the first in its class. You can adjust your seat. You can absolutely take it forward, take it up, basis the positioning you would like to have. Now, these are things we generally you talk about in cars. You talk about in luxury BMWs, Mercedes, Audis. You don't talk about motorcycles. I sometimes feel when you ask an automobile OEMs in India put an ABS, he's worried about putting an ABS in a bike because it talks about safety. And we are talking about here the seat adjustment. We are talking about bringing more and more to the customer, bringing more and more to him what he needs in his bike. Of course, it's the first in its class adjustable riding position. You can adjust your clock. The clock which is in the front, you can adjust it so that you can have a seat. In India, most of the time we are in summers. The light falls directly on it. You cannot see your distance meter. So you can absolutely adjust it. It's the first time in this class of bikes this is being introduced. Of course, it has a monoshock suspension to give you that low height and yet a fantastic suspension. And it is an elegant monoshock rear suspension set up under floating seat with linkage for better wheel control. So you can really control the wheel. Its ergonomics is so well driven that instead of you keeping riding it for hours and hours and hours, you're not going to give up the bike. I had my experience. I was running this bike on a Donington track. I was told to take 5 laps and I kept on riding. After 2 hours I was told, listen, there are other people from the world, they want to ride it. So that's the kind of the bike it is. It really involves you, it keeps you completely engaged, it keeps you in the position where you're in a position of power. What I mean by position of power, when you hop onto a bike, if you cannot control the bike, you obviously are not in control of a bike. And this bike puts you in a position where you can control. You can control the bike because your positioning is so nice, your ergonomics is so nice, you hear to the sound of the bike so beautifully, and yet it's one of the beautiful pieces in terms of the style. Now coming back to specifications, equipments, engine and exhaust. Of course, it's with the Bonneville high torque engine. In this league of bikes is a leading in terms of the torque. It's got a new twin airbox with 2 filters. It's got a brushed stainless steel twin skin exhaust. Now I cannot read all the details, but if you look at it, every bolt, every nut, every screw, every part of the bike has been made to absolute finest possible benchmarking you could do. So it's a very beautiful looking bike, and thereby every part is beautiful, and as such the whole bike becomes beautiful. Now if you look at the top, of course it's a high torque bike. As I keep on telling you, in India we generally are in a traffic condition, and we generally utilize a power between 4000 to 5000 RPM. Right? That's where you need more torque, and that is what it perfectly gives. It gives you a torque at around 4000 to 5000 RPM, and it gives you almost 106 Newton meter at just 4000 RPM, which is 10% more than the T120. Now this is because this bike needs high torque at a lower RPM. So every part, not only the style has been taken care of, not only the components which we put in the bikes have been taken care of, but also the engine performance. What does a rider need? So of course, 10% more on torque. And if you look at more power and low down, it gives around 77 PS of a power at 6100 RPM. As I have been telling you, we are the first brand in India to introduce a lot of technology into our bikes, and this bike again comes with one more technology, is ride by wire. It's got two riding modes. One is the road, one is the rail. So what does riding mode mean? I'm sure all of you know. Most of the time you find all this in the luxury segment of cars. You don't find them in motorcycle. I think again, industry first and the first in Bonneville segment to have this. We have a liquid cooled engine, and we have a first time we will be introducing also in India a high service interval that is roughly around 16,000 kilometers. You will have 800 kilometers, which is your first service. After that, you need to bring your bike to the workshop or the showroom only at 16,000 kilometers. Now this, no other brand can do except for Triumph, because we know the quality we are building. We know the reliability we are building in the bike. We know what we are building in terms of technology, and thereby we are giving consumer yet a freedom to choose a service from 800 to 16,000 kilometers. In terms of, it's got a slash cut exhaust for that hot round rod sound. You know that hot rod sound where you hear your sound yourself. Of course, it's got a pea shooter silencer which has got a slash cut sound, so that the sound, when it leaves the exhaust, it rotates around you. So you are a part of the bike. You are not away from the bike. You don't listen to the other bike passing by. You are individual and you love your bike and you stay connected with it. I'm not going to go through this. This is available in your press. So it's about the engine specification. Of course, this is a Euro 4 bike. It follows all the norms in terms of CO2 emission. And I must tell all of you that we were the first brand to bring Euro 4 in India. We launched our first Euro 4 bikes in Auto Expo last year when we brought the D series. And nowadays we learn about other automobiles companies now launching the Euro 4 bikes in India. But Triumph was the first to introduce Euro 4 biking in India in last year Auto Expo. Few things about the chassis before we come to the most awaited question, which I know in your mind is running. What is the cost? What is the price? Somebody was telling me yesterday, it was almost like a UP election. How many number of seats? So we're seeing the Google, we're seeing the all auto journalists absolutely tweaking, and it was very interesting to see yesterday. Even the business magazines were carrying the news maybe between this and this. So there's something changing. Automobile journalists probably are putting a rub off on the other magazines as well. So in terms of chassis, of course, it's a Bonneville without compromise. It's got a new frame chassis and suspension, which is supposed to give you a category defining capability, control and comfort. It's the first radial A1 Cobra tires which are fitted on it. It's got a rider focused technology, and it's got an accessible low seat and a stand over. So absolutely fully loaded vehicle in terms of the every part, which makes it a perfect Bonneville Bonneville. These are the wheels. I'm not going to read much on it, but just to tell you, there's a difference between front and the rear wheel sizes and the width. This is to give you better rideability on the road, better control on the road, and thereby you can enjoy more and more torque. So they're fitted with an A1 Cobra tires, of course, developed specifically for the Bonneville. These are specifically developed tires for the Bonneville. Riding modes, ABS, switchable traction control, and torque assisted clutch. I think this is becoming a norm with the Triumph motorcycles now. I think they're setting a huge benchmark for our competition in India, and as well as for the global competition which is present in India. So you got all these things which a customer can choose from, the rider can choose from, and he doesn't have to worry whether he's in rain or whether he's on road. He can set these modes and then switch between them. Of course, is an switchable ABS and traction control and a torque assist clutch. It's got an enhanced rider focus technology. It's got an LED rear light indicators and number plate light. It's got an immobilizer, making it more safe to park on the road so that nobody can take it away from there. So everything about the bike is so perfect. That's why it took us a hell of a time, couple of years, to build this bike. So if you look at the single clock which is there, it's very stylish. It's got an odometer, it's got a rev meter, it's got a fuel level indicator, it's got 2 trip settings, it's got service indicator, traction control setting, heated grips, everything you can read it, and it's so beautifully placed that you're not distracted. When you ride, you must not get distracted from the clock. You must not get distracted when you look at ahead of your bike. So every attention is being paid that this clock is made and designed in such a way that it gives you all the things that you need, yet doesn't distract you from riding. Of course, the last part of it, which is very interesting, and the bobber can be really customized very well. And we also want to facilitate this. We, as a company, would like to facilitate this part of accessorizing, this part of customization. So as you can see, the new Bonneville comes has an absolutely beautiful design. It's got 150 custom accessories to select from. 150 plus, okay? Which talks about style, the detailing, the comfort, the luggage. You can have Fox shocks, Vance and Hines exhaust. And even these accessories are performance driven. They are just put for the bike for getting you more and more performance. So first time you'll have 150 plus accessories to choose from to make your bike look completely different, look customization. As we say, customization is luxury and probably luxury is customization. And as you can customize your bike, your product, your clothing, your dressing, your house, your walk of life, I think you're absolutely different, differentiated, and that's how this product is going to be. And as you can see, you've got a side mounted number plate kit. Okay, so you can absolutely get a complete retro feeling when you have that kind of a number plate. Vans and Hines exhaust, I don't have to talk about it, the kind of the sound it produces. Of course, this will be homologated, and we are not selling anything which will not be homologated in India. It's come with all new LED DRL positioning light headlamp. It's so beautiful. When you look at it, absolutely, it really stands out. And of course, it acts as one of the strong safety measures. So as we saw the style, as we saw the design, as we saw the engineering, as we saw the accessories, everything is made into a bike to make it a perfect Bonneville bobber, to make it a perfect bobber, to make it an absolutely different bike which stands tall, which stands out in the crowd. Of course, as I said, the customization we are doing, we are bringing two customization inspiration kits this time for the bobber. One is old school bobber. Of course, you have an array of things to choose from. It is more distinctive, traditional bobber moved with signature ape hangers. You can absolutely raise the hangers to make it like an ape hanger. And you've got style bars, unique features, accessories, including beautiful handcrafted seat pan. So if you look at this bike, and if you look at the bike in the central part, it's without accessories. And now you look at the bike on your right, you can see how different they look, yet both of them are Bonneville. Now this is what you can do to the bike, and this comes roughly around 1.5 lakh rupees. The accessories pack will be around 1.5 lakh. Now with 1.5 lakh, you can absolutely turn around your bike into some other bike. Now we are seeing it in India. A lot of people are getting into second bike, getting into a third bike. They get into different bikes because they want to ride different bikes. They want to look different. They want to be seen on a different bike. And I think this is one of the bikes which can make you look different, which can make you look different every 6 months, and probably you can keep on accessorizing it. And this is the second one, it's called as the quarter mile bobber. Of course, you can see the shorter part of the mud guard. You can see it brings in more drag racer bobber style. So it's more on the racing pedigree. And this also will be available with the bikes. So the customer, when he books his motorcycle, he needs to book his accessories, then only both will come together. It will be a kit which will be supplied by the brand itself. So we made a bobber capsule clothing collection for India as well. It'll come with new jackets, new boots. The whole feeling is we are not selling motorcycle. The Triumph motorcycle is selling an experience, and we want to bring this experience. We saw through brands, we saw through our dealership network, we saw through our training schools, we saw through our riding groups, now through the motorcycling. All the gears will be also specific to the bobber, and this will be available at all the dealerships. Okay, so I think this is one which everybody is waiting for. Of course, it comes in 4 colors. It's got Morello red, gloss. It's got a competition green with frozen silver. It'll come with ironstone matte, and it also will come in the jet black version. These are the 4 versions, 4 colors which will be available in this product in India. So, any guesses for the prices? Anybody wants to guess what's the price? I think there's a lot of speculations about it. So before I get to the price, I thought it's better to show you the product, because by seeing on a social media, by seeing a picture, it doesn't do a justice to the bike at all. I would announce the pricing once I have a bike in front of you. Probably you'll understand what we are talking about. Can we have the launch, please? Hello. Hello. Got it? So what should be the price? Now that you have seen the beauty, any guesses? No? 10? Wonderful. 11.5, 12. Come on. I thought you could predict beauty elections. I was quite quick. Okay. I think we are going to have a fantastic launch price for it. 9,09,000 in India showroom. This is going to be an absolutely a rock bottom price for this bike in India. Of course, the other colors come with a little additional charges, but this is the bike, this is the price for you guys. Picture of this.